Hello and welcome to my channel, On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And today, let's find out what's on the hook. Today, I have a new pattern release, and if you remember the community, you will have received an email about this yesterday, but I wanted to place this on my video right at the beginning because I'm really excited about it. It's a beautiful, beautiful shawlette, and I call it the Silver Spring Shawlette. This is a fairly easy shawlette to make. It's not extremely easy, but it is easy enough, and it helps you practice your treble crochet stitches. And I use those quite a bit in this shawlette to make sure that I gave it enough drape and enough shape to look nice when you wear it. And it's not a big huge poncho-ish shawl. This is a shawlette, and so you just use it really for decoration, but it is a beautiful color. And let me show you that. That is by Lion Brand, not sponsored at all, but this is Scarfy Light. I talked about this in my last video. This, I believe, is sort of a new product. I'm not sure when they came out with it, but it is a 349 yard worsted weight ball of yarn, and it only weighs 100 grams. So there's a lot of yarn on here, and it doesn't weigh much at all. This is extremely light, and I didn't even use one whole skein. I used most of a skein, but this is what I had left. So not very much, maybe 30 yards, maybe 20 yards, something like that, maybe 20. And that's how many yards I took to crochet this shawlette. So let me show you this. Crystal wanted to model it, so I'm going to let her come over here and show you all about this beautiful shawl. Now, some of you have already found it on my Etsy shop, and thank you. I'm glad you're finding it and you're adventurous crocheter, because it's an interesting pattern. It's not just like any old shawl. Now, I've created these two front panels, and these are triangles here. That, let me hold one up for you if you can see that. It's a triangle that gets bigger and bigger at the bottom, of course, but there's a lot of drape to this because the yarn is so drapey and so light. It's wonderful to work with. It doesn't split or anything, but you cannot frog it. I have to say, you could probably frog a few stitches out, but if you're going to do a whole row, it would take a while. It can be done, but I'm not sure it's a good idea, put it that way, because it is more like working just with mohair. It's like a worsted weight mohair, and that makes it even more interesting. I really enjoyed using it. There are lots of colors. There's several colors, maybe 7 or 8 colors, and I use the color Twilight. So that's what these colors are. They're very subtle and muted, and I thought with the black turtleneck, or and I'll model it later, but with the black turtleneck or white, or even over a tee with some jeans, it would really class up your look. But in the back, let me show you this. This is started with a section up here at the top, and you don't really turn the fabric to do these few rows up here. You just keep going around in a circle, and that gives it a little bit of a curve, and that way you can start on the outside of the curve and start working on your shawlette. Now, first of all, we want to do the top part of the shawlette, and that is a ruched look. And let me turn to the side. I don't know if you can see that, but there are gathers here along the top, and if you can stretch it way out. See, it goes, you know, pretty far out. But on me, it's a ruched top, and on you, it probably will be as well. But you can pull it and wear it without the ruched look. The ruched look, ruched is a kind of a gathered look. So that's what the top of the shawlette is. The bottom is strictly shells. As I put my hand behind there so you can see, this is all shells, but they're done in a different way than these at the bottom. So it gives it a very nice drape. Look at that. It just really turned out so nice. And I thought, well, I'm just going to put this pattern out there, and it's not so terribly difficult. You have to be an advanced crocheter. I think a beginning crocheter would be just fine with it. And there's plenty of room to ad-lib, as what I always do on my patterns. If I'm a stitch off, who cares? I'm not worried about it. Very rarely do I even give a stitch count. At the beginning, I do give a stitch count, but that's also up to you. If you want a longer collar, let me turn this just a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but the collar is from right here to shoulder, basically where the collar is on me. But you could certainly add change to that and make it longer and start out that way. That wouldn't be a problem at all. And I explain all that in the pattern as well. So again, I hope you like it. I love this color. It's just so beautiful to work with. It's not stripy. It's just a little model there. It just has a little bit of blue here and there in it. And I just thought that was so gorgeous. So anyway, this is out on Etsy now. It's called the Silver Spring Shawlette, and you can see it looks like this. The Silver Spring Shawlette. It's a one skein accessory, and the yarn that I used was one skein, 350 yards or less, maybe 330, something like that. But if you want to make it bigger, of course, it would take you a whole skein and maybe two. I ordered two because I wasn't sure how many skeins I would need for this particular shawlette, but it turned out to be right about one skein. So I hope you like it. I'm excited about it. I'll probably wear this at Easter to church. I'll probably wear that over a black dress or maybe a turtleneck and a skirt, depending on how cold it is. Today it's quite chilly, and I wanted to show you this first, and then I'll show you what I'm wearing, and y'all might recognize this as the Multicolor Cardi, and I'll stand up and show that to you in a minute. But first, I want to give you an update on my diamond painting. So let's go there real quick. Here is a quick look at my newest diamond painting. This is called Jesus Blessing. This is a Shutterstock of, and that is like a graphic company. They put pictures out that they have bought the rights to, and I do not know which stained glass this came from, but this is a picture of a stained glass in Europe somewhere. That's all I know about it. I've asked some questions, and that's all anybody knows, but it's a beautiful stained glass, and it's a picture of Jesus giving his blessing, and here's his hand right there. I've not diamond painted that yet, but I'm down here at the bottom, and then I've worked my way up the side of the painting. So I've sort of drawn a line here, and now I'm going to pull this plastic up a little farther, maybe starting tonight, and work on this right along here. So I'm going to work on it that way. And what I do is I roll this up. Now this is not rolled up now because I wanted to show it to you. And here's a little bit of a close-up of the detail in this. It's really beautiful, more than I thought it was. There's some special sparkle drills in here. Those are the little resin pieces that you place onto the canvas. There are 42 colors in this particular diamond painting, and it's Diamond Art Club, a very good brand. The glue that holds the resins to the canvas is very squishy and movable. So if you place a drill in the wrong place, or you want to move it just a little bit to make it perfect, you can move it very easily. Some are not so easy to move. So this is one recommendation I have for this particular company, not sponsored, but I do like Diamond Art Club. I like their quality is top notch. Now over here, like I said, I roll this up when I'm working on it. I'll roll that up under there and pull the canvas down just a little bit so I can reach where I'm working on and moving this way on the canvas. All up here, there's my bookcase behind it, but this is also thrown over the back of the easel, and that's what is on the back. I hope I'm getting a picture of this for you. That's the other side of the painting, and I've done some of that, as you can see, right along the edge there. And along the bottom edge, I've done quite a bit, maybe 6 inches or so. And I just throw that over the back of the easel and I'm working on it from side to side, basically, right now. So I just wanted to show you the progress I've made. I'm really enjoying this. I wasn't all excited at first because I thought it would be very plain, because there's a lot of color blocking in here. All this black is color blocked. There's no other color in there. So you just color block the black, and it's very easy to do. It's a little time consuming, but there is some there is some detail in the robe, and you can see there are other colors in there, but the black is pretty much just all black. Just a little update on my newest diamond painting, Jesus Blessing. Today I'm wearing my brand new multicolored cardi, and if y'all know, this is my I believe it's my fourth one that I've made. Yes, it is my fourth multicolored cardi, and none of them look alike. They're all cardigans, of course, but other than that, they don't look alike at all. And someday, maybe soon, I'll get all four of them out and show you what they look like. But right now, I wanted to show you this. This is an outfit that I'm going to wear to church tomorrow. This is to keep me warm because it's cold outside, and I haven't really decided to wear those yet because to me it's still cold. So since the official day of spring is not here, I'm still digging into my winter clothes. So I've lightened it up a little bit with my multicolor cardi in light blue. This is the colorway is coastal, and this is a city tweed yarn, and I buy this from Knit Picks online, and the link is down in the description box. It's there. It's been there for 2 or 3 weeks because I've been working on this for a while, but I'm just wearing this with a midi skirt. It just goes, you know, a little bit below my knee, and my combat boots, which kind of contrasts to this very feminine sweater that I have on. Now, in this sweater, I added window rows, and I've talked about those before as well. I've added window rows to the sleeves and to the front and to the back. This is what the back looks like, and I'm, you know, just kind of styling this with a feminine and a little bit more masculine shoes, and I like it like that. I think it adds a lot to your outfit when you're using a contrast between something heavy or weighted and something very light at the top. So this is a very light sweater, and also did not make it huge. I didn't make it to come all the way around to the front. I made it to just skim across my body here, and then I put a very small border around the edge, which is just 2 rows of half double crochet all the way around, including the bottom, and that finished it off very nicely. I didn't have to put any ribs on it. I didn't use ribs. I used single crochet around the sleeves, and there are 4 rows of single crochet there. So I crocheted all the way down. The last inch or so I decreased quite a bit, but I did decrease all through here, all in the sleeves. And I'll put a picture over here, wherever it ends up. I'll put a picture of what that looks like because I had a lot of stitch markers in my sleeves, and I want to show you the picture of both sleeves. They match each other in the number of stitch markers, which is the number of decreases that I use to take the sleeve from the armhole there at the sleeve top and all the way down to the cuff. So I used a lot of stitch markers, and I decreased a lot, but I did match the second sleeve to the first one, which is always the way I suggest that you do in your projects. Be sure to make the sleeve how you want it, and then use the stitch markers to line up for the second sleeve, and then they'll both look just alike. And that's how I do it. So anyway, this is the multicolor cardi from my Etsy shop. You can find it there, and I'll put a link down in the description box as well. Here's a little bit of a close-up of this sweater, and I'll show you how it looks now that I've finished it. There's the very narrow border right there around the top, and it also goes all the way around the bottom. And then there is a sleeve. Let me show you the sleeves here. Oh, look what I found. There's a stitch marker back there. You can see I decreased all along here, and I'll show you a picture of that. I think I already did show you a picture actually of the sleeves and how many stitch markers I had in there, and that's only because I mark every single decrease that I do in one sleeve to match the other sleeve. So that's how I get it done. As you know, I've been working on another Rebecca sweater, and that's this one. I've made this 3 or 4 times too, and you can make it different ways as well, using different sizes of yarn and different hook sizes, different style, different colors. You can do all of that with one pattern, and I try to make them multi-purpose so that you can make several things from one pattern. Now, this is the Rebecca sweater that I finished. This is the Colorfusion I'm okay with it. I'm not quite finished with it. I've got obviously some tie-in ends to tie in there. Excuse me, ends to tie in. But this was crocheted with a number 7 hook. Let me go this way with it. Let me find it. There it is. This is the number 7 hook. And since I didn't have a number 7 stitch marker, that I have them for every other clover hook, but the number 7 hook is a 4.5 millimeter and between 2 others. So I just made one out of a little wooden stitch marker that I had with a blank back on it, and I wrote the number 7 on it. And every time I start a project, I always put the stitch marker with the correct hook size on there, so I don't have to wonder which hook I'm using when I pick it back up. But anyway, this is the Colorfusion version of the Rebecca sweater. And what I did with this differently, I made the neck a little bit smaller, and I'll be wearing this in my Annie's Afghan video here in the next few days. The sleeves go down almost to the elbow. I felt like I wanted to have a little bit more sleeve in this one than I did the original. So I made the sleeves a little bit longer, as you can see. Now, this is a very stripy yarn. This is Colorfusion DK by Premier, not sponsored. Each skein has 325 yards on it. It's 100% acrylic. I bought 3 skeins, and this is what I have left after making this sweater. Now, I didn't make it very long. It's just probably 2 inches past my waistline. And so if you like to make longer sweaters, you could probably use up those 3 skeins. But and if you're a larger size, you might want to get 4 skeins. That is pretty much the way I work. If I try to buy at least 1 skein more so that I'm not running out. I don't want to run out of a yarn when I'm in the middle of a project. But I like this yarn. It doesn't split. It's quite wonderful to work with. This is a little bit stripy for me, and I think if you buy a Colorfusion that has colors that are similar to each other. These colors are all totally different. You have greens and dark greens and reds and almost orange. That's a coral color, kind of a gray color. There are all kinds of colors here. Dark gray, light gray. There's no black in here though, but there is some blue. So this will look good with jeans. I plan to wear it in a casual manner with jeans, or you could wear it with a jacket over it, and that would look really, really nice. So just wear this under a jacket over some jeans, and that would look really nice. So I still like it. I like it quite a bit, but it is very stripy. If you can see the stripes when they start, they just start. They don't blend in at all. Now, unlike the Twilight, which just blends into, the different colors blend into each other. There are different colors, but they blend in over a series of many stitches. So I really like this way that a yarn is created. I'm not real wild about this kind of yarn for a sweater. For a scarf it'd be great, but I probably wouldn't choose this particular yarn for a sweater. I probably wouldn't choose it, but I do like it. I love the yarn. It's beautiful yarn, Colorfusion. I know they still have it. I just bought this not too long ago. So this is the color Vintage. If you're excited about this color, this color is Vintage, and it is a beautiful set of colors. I really love it. Those are colors that I really love. But again, the color changes are very abrupt in that particular yarn. So this is my new Rebecca sweater. I actually did the windows rows just like I did on the original. And that gives it a little bit of interest at the top. You can see that when you get up close to it, you can see the 2 window rows. But I didn't mock them anywhere else in the sweater. I only used the 2 rows. Just like I used this one, I used the window rows all the way through the sweater in the back. Also, look at that stitch marker, just like a bright light, isn't it? I used the window rows in the back and in the front as well. So, and on the sleeves, I used them all over. And I did 5 rows of regular double crochet in between. I think I used extended double crochet on this particular sweater. Extended double crochet. I use different stitches on everything, and you can also do that yourself. You can use an extended double crochet, an extended half double crochet, an extended single crochet. And what that does is it fattens up the stitch just a little bit. So your first pull through after you yarn over or not yarn over, stick your hook through the stitch, pull up a loop, and then you work off one loop, and then you finish the stitch, however you should finish the stitch. So that's how it works. And it makes the stitch a tiny bit fatter so you can't see all the way through it. Although in this sweater, it didn't really matter. It didn't really matter. Okay, so there we go. That is my brand new Rebecca sweater that I've finished. A lot of you have asked me about my angel playing a flageolet. I did finish it. I showed a picture of it last week, but I'm going to do a little video just real close to it out in my dining room, and I'll talk about a few of the details about that particular diamond painting. Those of you who follow me on Instagram will have probably seen this, but this is the actual diamond painting with the frame already done. Now this is finished, and I just picked it up at the framers, and I'm so pleased with it. Here's the frame that I had it framed with. It's kind of a large frame. It's probably maybe 4 inches or so across, maybe 5, and it makes the painting very large. The painting is actually 26 by 32. The actual painting is 26 by 32. It's done with square drills, and there are 84,888 drills in this painting. So there you go. Those are all square drills, and there are lots and lots of them. A lot of drills. Now, this was painted originally by Edward Burne-Jones, and it resides in England in the National Museum of Liverpool. So that is where the original painting is. I'll step back so you can see it. It is so absolutely gorgeous, and this is going to go over my fireplace. I asked Mr. On the Hook to leave it here so I could come up and do some filming of it. It's also 90 colors. There are 90 colors, and there are a lot of colors in there. As you can see around the border, there are many, many colors of that gold. There's gold, light brown, dark brown, all different colors of gold in this painting. There's a lot of red as well, a lot of kind of an orangey red. And it took me, I think, 165 hours to complete. I started it August 1 and finished it February 14 of 23. So it was a labor of love. I've really enjoyed working on this, but I wanted to show you up close what it looks like and what a nice job they did. What they do is they glue this diamond painting onto a board, and then they frame it so that the diamond painting doesn't slip down, because over time a diamond painting will slip out of the frame because it is so heavy. It's really almost too heavy for me to pick up at this point. So I had to get Mr. On the Hook to come out to the car and pick it up. So anyway, I just love it. I just think it's so beautiful and be nice to look at. So I wanted to give you a quick look at that and tell you a little bit about it. I have 2 more acquisitions that I didn't mention last week. I have quite a few, but these are my spring yarns, and I'm okay with buying a few skeins of yarn. Not a big deal. But I bought some of this Zinnia Barocco, and this is cotton 93%, nylon 7%. And I thought, ooh, that'll be nice and soft. And it's a size 4, made in Italy. I bought this, I believe, on Knit Picks as well. I think I bought this on Knit Picks. It's washable, and you lay flat to dry. So again, here is the label that comes on the yarn. It's called Barocco Zinnia, and you can find it at barocco.com. You can also find it, like I said, at Knit Picks. No, I think I bought this at Love Crafts. Excuse me, Love Crafts. It's cotton and nylon, and I thought I need to make something out of that for the summer. So I ordered this color, and let me see what this color is called, if they even have it on here. Color 7111. There's no name on it, which I never have understood companies that do that, but anyway, they have pictures on the internet. But this is the color. It's a beige with a little tiny bit of coral flecks in it right there. You can see those. And I made a swatch from it. I didn't make a very big swatch, though. I kind of ran out of time, but this is what it looks like. It's very pretty. I like it. Forgive me if I showed this last week, but I don't think I did. That is a beautiful, beautiful swatch. And it feels a little bit rough, though. I have to be honest about that. It's not soft like I thought it would be. Maybe if it had more nylon in it, it would be a little bit softer. It's almost like hemp, but it's a very high quality yarn. It wasn't cheap, and so I thought, well, you know, where could I go wrong? You know, just make a nice little summer tee out of this and wear it with some jeans or some beige pants or something like that. That would be nice. So this is, again, Zinnia Barocca. And I have probably 10 skeins of this because they're in 50-gram skeins and 125 yards on the ball. It's also, it says that it's a number 4 weight yarn. So there you have it. It's very pretty. I like it. I saw it made up in a pattern on their website, and it looked like it would be very, very pretty. So I like that. I also bought some cotton bamboo. This is from Lion Brand. I don't know if this is an old yarn or not, but I think it is just beautiful, and it's soft as it can be. This is the color Cherry Blossom. I thought I'd branch out and make something in pink. So this is Cherry Blossom, and beautiful, beautiful, soft yarn, and we'll see how it works. I haven't made a swatch of this yet, but I think it's going to be quite beautiful. I think it's going to be very beautiful. Now, this is a size 3 yarn. It's a light worsted, they call it, but that's a 3. It's a size 3 yarn, and it's quite slick, so we'll see how it works with my clovers. My clovers are very slick crochet hooks, and because they're so slick, like that is really super duper metal right there. Let me get it out here where you can see it. Well, you can't even tell it's metal. There you go. It's very, very slick. And when you pair that with a very slick yarn, you can go slip it and slide. And I mean, it might be better if I use a little bit rougher metal on my crochet hook, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try my very best to use clover with this, and I'll probably use an I or an H hook on this, and the recommended hook size is an H, and so I will use an H or an I on this and see what I can do with it. But I really loved the color of it. I guess that's why I ordered it. And it's cotton and bamboo, which is one of my favorite combinations. I really like that. So that was my second acquisition. I bought probably 7 balls of this, just so I'd have plenty if I wanted to make something large. So that's what I bought, this and this, plus what I showed you last week. Let's talk about giveaways. And I know y'all enjoy these giveaways. Everybody says they do, so I'm going to continue to do this. And it does give me a chance to go through my stash and to give away some things that I probably won't be getting to. So these are the Bernat Softy Chunky skeins that I talked about last week. It's very, very beautiful. I think the color is emerald. And on each ball are 108 yards, and this is a number 6 yarn. It's a super bulky. So there it is. It's quite lovely. Let me give you that color right there. It's really pretty. And the keyword for this was chunky, so we'll see who wins that. The first winner will receive that gift of 2 skeins of yarn. And then we had another Crochet World. This is probably the last one I'm going to get for April. I think I'm giving away three or four of these. So this is the Crochet World for April, and some beautiful patterns in there. Several people said they'd like to make that, and I think that's cute. That's a cute thing for spring, to throw your stuff in and carry it around. And some, you know, you might get some people going, what in the world is that? That is a granny square purse. Isn't that cute? I just really like that. I really like that. It says build colorful pieces with granny stripes. And there's some other things in here that are granny-ish. And I want to show you, this is the Uncommon Granny Afghan. I thought that was a cute name. But that's what it looks like. It's made with Heather, I think, Premier Puzzle cotton worsted yarn, and it takes 5 balls of Snapdragon to make that a size I needle. and the pattern is right here in the magazine. So you can pick this up, I believe, at Joann's, Michael's, or wherever. I am not sponsored at all by Crochet World, but I do love the magazine. They use beautiful paper, really nice paper. I noticed things like that, but they use nice paper to publish this magazine. I really enjoy looking through it when I receive it, but I also want y'all to have a chance at one too. So that will be the second winner today, and the keyword was world, as it usually is if I have a magazine. And then the third frog or finish of Jeannie's is this beautiful yarn from Knit Crate, which is no more, but it is a beautiful, beautiful yarn. And I believe it's a worsted. Let me check and see that. I think that's worsted. Yes, Dance Party, Superwash Merino, Alpaca, worsted weight. And that's what the tag looks like right there. Dance Party. It is a beautiful, beautiful yarn. And I have started a beret, and there it is. And all you have to do is continue on and put the edging on it, and you'll have a beret. And also, if you want, and I'll send this anyway, but I'm sending the Purple Party beret and rib cowl to you, and this will be plenty of yarn to make it if you want to make it. And I just love berets. I think they're so classy, and if you wear one, you will feel so much more put together than if you just have a beanie on your head. I think these are just so beautiful, and if you match it to your outfit, or just wear all black and then put that beret on there, so beautiful. So anyway, I'm sending that along to winner number 3, and the keyword for that was beret, B-E-R-E-T, B-E-R-E-T. And so let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins these 3 gifts this week. Here we are at the computer, and let's pick our winners for this week. And right here is the address for the video from last week. And let's find out how many people signed up for Chunky, which is the keyword for the Bernat Chunky yarn. And let's see. Okay, 122 people signed up for that. So let's go over here and find out who wins the Bernat Chunky yarn, and that would be Joyce 78040. Joyce 78040. Joyce, you are the winner of the chunky yarn. There's your word right there. I was just looking for it. Okay, let's go over here and find out who wins the Crochet World magazine. And so I'm going to type in W-O-R-L-D, and let's go down here and find out how many people signed up for that. Whoops, we have to type in this number. Okay, so let's find out how many people signed up for that. And that was 106. So 106 people signed up for the Crochet World magazine. And let's find out who wins the Crochet World for April of 2023. Martha Kelly. Martha Kelly, you were the winner of the Crochet World magazine. So let's slowly scroll up here, and we're going to type in the last word, which is beret. This is for the frog or finish from Jeannie's Unfinished Works. Okay, so let's do this. We have to put an 8 in there and find out how many comments we had with the frog or finish, and that's 156. So let's scroll over here and find out who wins the frog or finish beret and Knit Crate beautiful yarn. Barb P. Barb P. There you are. And you are the winner of the frog or finish project from me. So I hope you enjoy that. And thank you everyone so much for participating, and congratulations to our 3 winners. Crystal and I have changed clothes, and she's wearing my multicolor cardi, and I'm wearing the Silver Spring Shawlette, and this is what it looks like on. It's very lightweight. I just love it. I'm enjoying wearing this. I may wear this on Sunday. I'm not really sure, but I think I'm going to save it for Easter. But what I've done is I've taken a large darning needle in blue. I couldn't couldn't find my shawl pin. So I just wove that into the front of it, and that way it stays closed. But as you can see, the beautiful triangles in the front, I really like those. Get up here where you can see it. The triangles in the front, and then the ruched back, and then the shells at the very bottom. Next week we will have 2 winners, and big winners though. These winners will receive 2 types of yarns. This is, the first winner will receive Chow Merino. This is by Premier. Let me get that up there. And they're 240 yards on the ball, and this is a light 3. And let me tell you what it's made from. 61% superwash merino, 22% nylon, 17% alpaca. So really beautiful. And it's a chain type yarn. Let me get it up here where you can see. This is a chain yarn. I don't know if you can see that. Yes, there it is. See, right there. It's a chain. And it's as light as a feather. I mean, this is as light as this right here. They're both very, very light. And there are 6 skeins of this. And again, thank you to Peg Chandler. I knew I wasn't going to make this. I really wanted to, but I didn't know what to do with it just right away. And now that winter's slipping away, I don't have time to start a project with this. So I'm going to give this to the winner number 1 next week, Chow Merino. And the keyword is merino, M-E-R-I-N-O. M-E-R-I-N-O. Merino is the keyword for that. 6 skeins of that, still in the plastic, 6 skeins of that merino. Beautiful. Love that yarn. Love it. And then winner number 2 will receive 4 skeins of Karen Simply Soft. And in this bag there are 2 skeins of Country Blue. You can see it right there. Country Blue. A skein of white and a skein of gray heather. So all of those will be in the bag, and they will be sent to winner number 2 next week. The keyword is Caron, C-A-R-O-N, Caron, and that is the manufacturer of this yarn. So I hope you've enjoyed my program. I try to be an inspiration to everyone. It's mostly about crochet, partly about diamond painting, but I'm really enjoying doing both of those crafts, and I'm busy, busy, busy on crochet for spring. So, and I'm crooked as I can be here. Too crooked. Oh, and this is the darning needle that I was using to hold it together. It's a plastic darning needle. I better put that up. I need to get my scarf pin out so I can use it. Or I might just wear it like this, just kind of wear it down. I like that. I'm really enjoying this shawlette. I think more than any of the others that I've designed so far. But I thought y'all deserve to have something that is different for Easter or for dress up or even dress down this spring. So something lightweight that you can make. It only takes 1 skein too if you use the Lion brand Scarfy Light, but I'm not promoting them at all. I'm not sponsored by them at all. But I have been invited to by Hobie Yarn to sponsor another project, and I hope that that goes well. I'll be ordering the yarn today, and we'll see about some new yarns that they have on the horizon. So they've asked me to introduce 3 of those yarns, and I will do that. So I will be working on that in the next month. Also, my Afghan kit from Annie's for the holiday colored Afghan. I really love it. It's actually this color, these colors. I don't know, it sounds weird, but it's those colors. So I'm working on that and feverishly because I received my new kit yesterday, and I thought, oh, I just really need to finish that Afghan. I've only got a few rows to go and I'll be all done. So I'll be doing that video in the next, probably the end of next week, and I'll start on the new part of that. So you can kind of watch my progress. And those of you who are crocheting along with me, I appreciate your emails that you send me and your pictures. They're so beautiful, and some have chosen different colors, and they're beautiful. All are so beautiful. I love the Annie's Moroccan Tiles kits. They're just gorgeous. So anyway, I guess I better let y'all go now. I've probably blathered on long enough, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and week next week. I'll be back probably the end of next week, and we'll talk some more about crochet and diamond painting. So join me next time to find out what's on the hook.